Hey, what is poppin', everyone? Bubbly here. We are back again with another video. This time, I have a banger of a story to tell y'all. I've been holding on to this one for over a year, just haven't found the time to record it finally. But today's the day. I'd get it out of the way. It is both hilarious, fascinating, and terrifying. What the fuck did I just do there? Both refers to two things, and I just mentioned three. Alright, so I'm gonna set the scene for y'all. It was like February of last year. It was a Saturday. But a few days ago, I had got some mushrooms from my plug. Like 3.5, 4 grams. You said there was a little extra in there, so it didn't specify. So I don't know if it was a quart, an eighth, or a full 4 grams. So the weekend comes and I have plans with my great aunt to do the flea market because I was looking for a Sega Saturn. Like a real physical Sega Saturn, because up until like a few months ago, I wasn't even able to emulate the damn thing, so I was like, let's try and find the real deal. But unfortunately, I didn't get it because somebody took the last one. Alright, we're getting off track. So I come home from that, I got me a sword, and a Wii remote, and a nunchuck. That's cool, and I just wait till like, what, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and then I scarf these babies down. Now note, I had done shrooms before, but it was just like a single gram while my parents were gone on a little day trip. Well, overnight to be more exact. Now here's the thing about shrooms. It's very mindset dependent. You gotta either be if you're in a good mindset going in, it's gonna be a good time. If you're in a bad mindset, it's only gonna get worse. Though sometimes the opposite happens for some people. Psychs can be pretty unpredictable. Let me tell you, these bitches tasted nasty as fuck. Like, 1 gram was easy enough to consume, but 3 of them... Ooh, I mean, and given the end result, it wasn't worth it, but honestly, I have no regrets because I wouldn't have this story to tell. So after having choking them down, I drank a little bit of water, ate some pretzels and sliced cheese to get the taste out of my mouth. Then I sit down in my computer chair and here in the cold ass RV, and I boot up Thunder Force 4 on my emulator. So cool little shoot 'em up, and I wait. Blast some music and stuff, and everything's normal for the time being. Let's be real, even though my RV is like my only private spot in this fuck-ass rural home, I gotta admit, it is like the worst place to have a shroom trip. Especially given the textures on the wall. It's got like this wavy wood grain pattern. It'll fuck you up. The texture will copy paste onto your body. So as I was saying, I was just playing random Sega Genesis games on my emulator, especially Thunder Force 4 because I like shooting things, blasting a little bit of music. And nothing's happening. It takes like I'm just doing this for like 2 hours, doing my normal RV routine, doing a few bong rips, and I'd also had like 5 or 6 shots of like blackberry liquor of some sort. So I have like 3 substances in my system, right? And then I pick another song, Church is Burning by Little Darky. That song's a banger. I'll put the link in the description. It's like, church is burning, oh God above it, sure that the earth is turning. They trying to take our love away, how concerning. I want to help you either way, stop your hurting, and let's move on to brighter days. And then it fucking hits me. The screen on my computer starts to get this purplish hue. Well, it's a Steam Deck, and I use like a big TV as a monitor that I got for free from my uncle. And then I look around, and everything's looking kind of desaturated. Like, it's starting to look all... Everything's black and white, starting to slowly turn black and white. And my response is, hey guys, why is everything turning into the Nintendo Game Boy? For some reason, I was sounding like Chills. I'm just laughing my ass off, like, hey, this is cool. Creatures of the High, come party with me or some shit. Because I thought at that point, at the dosage I take, I was gonna start seeing entities and stuff. Because I didn't know much about that dosage of mushrooms and how much you'd have to take to see that stuff. And I'm just chilling, you know, and starting to repeating myself. Hey guys, why does everything look like the Nintendo Game Boy? Just turn on another handful of songs, and then for whatever, a few more minutes in, a pang of dread hits me, and I start feeling stupid. And usually I like feeling stupid on substances. For whatever reason, this had me a little distressed, you know? Like, oh, did I fuck up? You know? So, well, I'm starting to slowly freak out. I whip out my phone and start trying to text my boyfriend. And it is completely incoherent. The keyboard looks like it was written in an alien language. And the characters would keep changing rapidly, like to a billion different things per minute. I'm just mashing, trying to make a cohesive sentence. And nobody can understand what the fuck I'm trying to type. Because I am mentally fucked already. We're only like 30 minutes into the come up. I text Charlie, I text Luke. This is via Discord, not like phone texting or anything. So my ex is like, Josie, you go to bed. You're fucked up. Though it's like 8:30 where I live at the time when the comment up started. Before this trip, there was a lot of things I didn't take into account, especially the mental baggage I had been carrying over that past 2 months. See, I had recently lost my job because, well, my dad had died of a heart attack, and I was also without health insurance at the time. That was also another very, very bad situation to be in. Of course, once again, I was jobless, so I can't exactly replenish my income, and my mom was also jobless at the time, so we had to scrap a lot. So there's that. And if something's gonna put you in a bad mood and you're on shrooms, like I said at the start of the video, it's going to be full front and center, and it's gonna kill the vibe, alright? So my pulse goes from like 0 to 60, and I'm freaked, even more. So I decide, you know what, it's time to go in the house. If I fucking die, at least they won't wake up and find my body. Well, they would, though. They wouldn't have to search very long for it. So I go in the house, flop onto the couch, kind of try to play it off like I'm really drunk from the blackberry liquor. Spoiler, she did eventually find out I did shrooms, but like a month later, but she took it pretty well. My mom, that is. Sorry about that. And then comes the nausea. My heart's racing more intensely, and then I puke a little bit on the floor, and then I make it to the trash can and puke out the rest, and then I go to bed with some water and flop out on the mattress. Everything, the visuals are getting gradually more intense, and like stumble my way. A few minutes later, I stumble my way into the bathroom, and I am Shrek. My body is Shrek green. Like I dead ass look like Shrek in terms of my skin color. My little brother was blue, and my mom had lavender skin. It was so fucking weird. It also looked like I was starting to grow a third eye, like in like in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. I've never seen the movie, actually, but I've seen bits and pieces. I know he gets a third eye, and this is fucking weird. I'm just trying to play it off as, oh, I'm just drunk. Though I only do like 5 or 6 shots of that stuff. That's not enough to make you slur your words and talk incoherently. As for the passage of time while I'm laying there, it's... a minute feels like an eternity. Sure, the whole trip lasted several hours, but goddamn, it felt like days. I felt it was like being stuck in a time loop where Seth's getting ready. My little brother, he's getting ready for bed. Yeah, it literally felt like a time loop, like he was doing it over and over again. It was terrifying. I'm like, wow, I've really done myself in this time. And my thought process was getting more and more fucked. Like, I thought none of what was happening right now was real, and that I was still in the RV, passed out on the floor, probably dead. I was going through what's called derealization. Like, where you think you're gonna die, but actually you're not. This is a common thing on shrooms. Like, deadass, I thought it was in, like, purgatory or some shit. I'm not joking. Like, let me tell you, this shit was terrifying. It felt like my blanket was clipping through my body like some kind of poorly programmed video game model. Stumble back and forth to the bathroom quietly, and every time it looked like the layout was changing every time I peeked my head in. My cat, Maisie, she turned into a PlayStation 1 model. Like, you ever see the old video game models? Like, she deadass looked like a PlayStation 1 model. Low poly, and then I pull the curtain back, and we don't have an actual bathroom door, might I add. We just have a curtain. And then she had one eye. And then Cookie also looked like a PlayStation 1 model. Like, all the cats looked like PlayStation 1 models, and I couldn't... Like, the visuals were getting more and more intense. Everything was all swirly and shit. With mushrooms, everything looks liquefied and jelly-like. While acid is more sharp and angular visuals. I've never had acid before, but that's what I've been told the comparison is. So there I am, laying in bed again, and I'm still tripping dick. And then I get snapped back to reality temporarily. Sketty Noodle, he's like a big orange cat, like 3'6" in length, tail included. He pounces onto my chest, and wham! The visuals temporarily cease, and I'm just clinging onto Sketty Noodle. He's an adorable cat. He's big, he purrs very loud. He's the most beautiful orange cat you'll ever see. And I'm just cradling this big orange menace for dear life. My phone had also slipped out of my pocket, and I had no idea where it was, so I just held on to Sketty and stumbled into the living room to grab my iPad, because the screen's bigger, so I probably could text more cohesively. And turns out my boyfriend was texting again during that period of time. Like, oh, you all right? You've done plenty of drugs before. This time I'm a little concerned, and I'm telling him that I'm fine and still alive, surprisingly. Spoiler alert, I hadn't even hit the peak yet. So I am still tripping balls. And then, like, visuals once again start to intensify. The only normal looking thing is my iPad screen, which is still a little bit wavy and shit. I could see rainbow patterns every time I touched a character to text. It was looking like Osu or something. Then after a little bit more, the visuals ramp up again. We finally hit the peak and I'm just laying in bed. Again, semi-conscious. It's like I can feel every bodily process in my system. Feel my pulse, the blood flowing through it, the fact I'm breathing manually. It was so distracting, and I'm just still laying there. And then I feel like I'm being wiped. Like all my memories, who I am, what I am, my name, my passwords, everything, my history, all just being gradually erased. Didn't know who I am, what I is, I just am. And that feeling lasts for a bit, and then it's just like, it's all then, sorry about that. This is kind of a wild point in my life. So, then it just gradually, wham, all comes back. And then I just eventually come down, like truly, though the visuals are still residing. I have like this new, fresh perspective after basically getting a spiritual factory reset. Like, this is what's called ego death. You just kind of lose your sense of self and information and shit. It was horrifying yet fascinating. I have yet to experience it again. I've had shrooms a couple more times after this, and it never reached this level, but it was a good time compared to that. Even though the alcohol kind of perpetuated things, never do shrooms on alcohol. It just makes it worse. Also, you'd think the fact I threw up would have mitigated the effects, but no, I don't know what the hell my plug gave me. But that shit is powerful, and I wish I could replicate it again, this time going in with a lot more experience. So now, before we wrap up this video, let's ask the big question. Do I regret doing that? Yes and no. I know, I was literally traumatized by that experience, but, to be honest, I don't regret it at all, like, seriously. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have had a handful of realizations, and, well, I wouldn't have this story to tell, y'all. Because let's be real, if conflict, well, not conflict, but horrifying or not, I'm grateful to have some stories to tell, good or bad. Because let's be real, my existence is dull as fuck. And that added some serious flavor to my life story, because I have a story to tell. And that's great. Good or bad, it's better to have some unpleasant stories to tell than to have no stories to tell at all. And I think if y'all are still watching at this point in the video, I thank you for that. That means a lot. So before I sign off, I'd like to thank y'all for watching. Shout out to my patrons. And if y'all want me to do more storytime content like this, please let me know in the comments. Alright? It's been fun, and I will see y'all in a bit. Farewell.